And we're live. I'm Anthony. I'm with Kong Armor Deck Painters. We do what we call deck rescue painting and deck restoration painting here in the tri-state, northern Kentucky, Cincinnati. Behind me here is the Morrow deck. And if you go back on our page a couple posts, I showed you guys what this deck looked like before. It had some dog claw marks, some loose fasteners, some peeling deck paint. It's a newer deck. It didn't have a lot of struggles, but claw marks was one of them. The gratitude here today from these deck owners is unbelievable. They're extremely happy with their deck so far, and one thing that surprised me was the shock and the gratitude that they could just get somebody to show up to do this. And that's a challenge here in the tri-state, is actually getting painters and tradesmen of any kind to actually show up when they're supposed to, come do the service when they're supposed to, not start something, leave it for 10 days and then come back 10 days later to try to finish it. So I understand their gratitude. Very sweet, kind people here. This will be, talk about a tough system. This will be, and I'm going to show you guys here in a second, but this will be the last deck paint system these guys will need. If they embrace the warranty and the service that comes with Kong Armor, they'll never need to coat this deck system again. But it's turned out absolutely beautiful. One thing I do want to tell you guys is that Facebook is kind of changing things a little bit now. And in order for you guys to get notifications of Kong Armor's videos, evidently there's something in the upper right corner of your screen somewhere where you're going to have to click and subscribe to our live feeds. I'm not exactly sure how this is working out. I'll look this up later and maybe give you more info on our next video. But we have a coat on this deck system, ultra thick, high build deck armor. There's still plenty of time to get your deck done. Let's take a look at this one. But remember, click on subscribe. There's something that you have to do to somehow subscribe to our live feeds, and it's probably on here right now. If you guys don't mind that, if you want to see our transformations and keep seeing our transformations, evidently Facebook is going to force you to subscribe. Let's take a look at this deck. As you can see, we're still working on it. We're in the process of armoring this deck system right now, and it's turned out very, very beautiful. The color is insanely beautiful. And remember, it's not done, but when you looked at this before, it was all marred up with dog scratches, and up in here, just a beautiful color. What will happen is Kong will be able to protect this deck system from wind-driven rain, sleet, ice. Also, its expansion ability is unbelievable. So it will actually be able to expand up to 300%, and as this wood expands, it'll be able to react with it and prevent peeling and cracking. A very tough armor exoskeleton for this deck system. They will be able to access, let's take a look at these stairs. Again, not done, but look how beautiful these are turning out. These were marred with dog scratches everywhere, and now they're completely done. This is one thin coat of Kong on here, and you can see it's significantly thicker. It's covering in these splinters and this and that. After they go through and they do another coat or another pass on this, this will be completely encapsulated. There was a hole here in the deck system. There's no longer a hole, right? So Kong will go in and it'll fill in the cracks and the gaps. Oh yes, the deck post here. So these had very large cracks in them. We've come in with silverback epoxy and filled those in, made those better for them. But Kong will go through, when we coat with this, it will actually fill in the cracks, the gaps, all of this. It will encapsulate their nail heads, their screw heads, and just put a really thick build, high stretch layer of protection on this deck that they'll have lifetime limited warranty for. They'll also have lifetime service for it, and as long as they embrace those two aspects, this will be the last deck paint system that these customers will need. If you guys have a need to get your deck protected before winter, I would urge you to act now. You're running out of time. You can go to kongarmor.com to sign up for a free quote. You can also call 859-815-0652. I'll do another live and show you guys what this looks like when it's completely done. It's turning out really, really beautiful. But by all means, subscribe to our live feeds. There's something that you have to do to subscribe. See you guys later.